Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jackie Thompson and today I'm going to be talking about women in STEM statistics. So today I'm going to be talking about 5 points. The first one is gender difference in the workforce, gender difference in STEM fields, and minority representation in these STEM fields, and also why does this matter and what we can do to help fix the problem. So let's get to it. So before I start, I just want to say that I got these statistics from research papers and research articles that I came across, and I will link all of the research articles and everything that I'm using in this video today in the description below, and I highly encourage you to go check out those links as well. All the papers that I am referring to are all free, so you can download them yourselves and read them, and they're very informative and really good to read. The gender difference in the workforce, overall workforce, is 52% men and 48% women. So this is almost 50-50, half and half. That's pretty good. But the gender difference in STEM fields is 25% women and 75% men. So this is a huge difference. With 48% of women being in the overall workforce, how is it that only 25% of those women are in STEM fields? It's ridiculous. So this is the breakdown of the minorities that are in the STEM fields. Out of the 25% women that are in STEM fields, only 1% are Hispanic or Latina, 3% are African American, 5% are Asian, and 16% are white women. And with this representation, I even see this representation in my classrooms, in my science classes and biology classes and math classes. At my university, Sacramento State, I see around campus, I do see a lot of Hispanics and Latinx people, but in my classrooms, I hardly see any of them. And it makes me wonder, so why? Why is it that there is such a low percentage of minorities in these upper division classes, such as in the STEM field? So now to my fourth point, why does this matter? This matters, this goes even deeper down to the levels of young girls. What we're communicating to young girls and young women of color is that they can't make it to these STEM fields. This inhibits young girls from even trying to go into STEM fields. This already affects women who are already in the STEM field, whether it's their major or their career. So women, especially minority women, since there's less representation of us in the STEM community, we feel alienated, discriminated against by our race and by our gender. We have the lack of support from our peers in most cases. I mean, don't get me wrong, of course, some people do get a lot of support, and this doesn't apply to all women, but it applies to most women, and this is the important part. In STEM careers specifically, being a minority female, you get an implicit bias, whether it's subtle or just everyday instances or institutional barriers that you face being a minority and a woman. And women also face the barrier, and they're usually looked down upon for wanting to start their families, or it inhibits their career because they decide to start a family. So then even young girls feel that, oh, if they want to go into a STEM career, they can, but then they can't start a family. They can't have best of both worlds, which is not true. And it's not true, and that's not how it should be portrayed either. And that's also not how companies should treat women who do start families. And an example of this is that I even talked to one of my professors at Sacramento State, and she told me how she had to plan her pregnancies. It was in the beginning of her career when she started teaching at Sacramento State, that she had to plan her pregnancies to where she had them over the summer so that she didn't have to take maternity leave because it would have messed up her 10-year application. So for her to have to plan her pregnancies to be in the summer already says something about the whole system in general. Businesses and corporations that are in the STEM academics and fields don't make it very flexible for women. And women who are already in STEM careers, a lot of them, and this is coming from statistics that I will post below, a lot of them feel like they're stalled in their work environment and that they can't go anywhere or they can't excel to any greater level. 7.8% of the patents that are invented are only by females. That means the other 92.2% of them are invented by males. And of course, this number does vary from company to company, but again, it's just an overall picture of patents. So that is ridiculous. If you're a woman and you want to go into this field, but then you see these statistics, it's like, how is this going to be fulfilling to you if you might not ever get the chance to be a part of that 7.8%? And this is just what women feel who are already in STEM careers. But this is why we need to make a difference, and we need to change this so that women don't feel stalled, and so that they can excel and they can do greater things, and to make it to where more women want to come into this field. So some of these reasons are reasons why women who are in STEM careers end up quitting and take an alternative career path that might not even involve STEM at all, which is fine, but the issue is the reason why they're quitting. Also, I want to add that this is not because of the personal choices that women have chosen to make, because about 73% of the women find themselves to be ambitious and eager to move on to the next job level. So still talking about the women in STEM careers, 24.5% of women feel that they don't have any vocal or actual support from their companies that they work for. And this is also part of the reason why they go and they look for a more fulfilling job. And I mean, that makes sense. Why would you stay somewhere where you have no support, you're discriminated against because of your gender and because of your race? Wouldn't you leave? Why would you stay? Now this leads me to my fifth point. How to fix this problem. In order to improve the amount of minority women in these STEM fields, we have to start with young girls. We have to better educate them to know that they can be successful in these STEM careers. It's all about telling these young girls that they can do it and they will succeed. Because right now, they're not hearing that. This is what makes them not want to go into STEM fields. And this will help by having more role models in STEM advertisement. So not just showing men, but showing a variety of women. If you see yourself, then you will think to yourself, if she can do it, I can do it. And that's the type of connection that we need to start having for young girls. We also need to spread the word and keep an open communication about discrimination against race and gender. It does no one just justice by acting like this isn't an issue anymore. Because even though it's 2020, most people think that sexism isn't even a thing anymore, but they would be wrong and they just don't see it. Or it's because of the subtle forms of sexism that there are. Even some women don't realize the sexism that's happening towards them, even though it is sexism and it is happening to them. They just don't realize it because society is so key on telling us now that sexism is no longer a thing and that we're just overreacting. And what are different forms of sexism? I could go into like a whole other video of that, but I'm trying to keep this as short as possible. So just know that there is still sexism in today's society, everywhere. Not even in the STEM fields, but everywhere. If you have experienced sexism or racism in your workforce in the STEM field, I would love to hear about it. You can comment down below and share your experience. Or if you do have a great community in your STEM field and you see a lot of other minority women, then share that in the comments too. I'd love to hear the different opinions that everyone has on this and what they see in their day-to-day life. So that's all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you can be notified every time I post a video. From now on, I'm going to start posting videos every Sunday, so look out for them. Thank you so much and share this. Until next time, bye!